You are listening to Fast Track Podcast, the place to be to fast track your personal finance or fast track your business, or both, through a series of conversations with those who have learned it, done it, and made it. Before starting the episode, I have very exciting news to share with you. I am collaborating with financial Imagineer Matthias Richter to launch the Fast Track Money course. This 6-week online course is designed to help young professionals in their 20s to early 40s to learn how to save more, earn more, and invest, using money as a tool to fulfill your dreams. We teach you the proven method that Matthias has been using himself in the last 20 years and achieved financial independence. So sign up today on fasttrack.live/money course to transform your relationship with money from today. Today's guest is Virginia. Virginia has 15 years of experience in sales and business development. She has traveled the world and regularly worked with people from over 50 nationalities. After her time in business management, she became a recruitment and employee development director, through which she discovered her true passion for the process of learning and personal growth. She transitioned her career into executive coaching. Since then, she has been supporting others in their development and helping them to unlock their potential. In this episode, we talk about what is executive coaching and how executive coaching can help professionals reach a new level. Virginia, welcome to the Fast Track Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Yassi.
And now in your past 10 years and more as a professional in big companies, and also you have lived in so many different countries, and what made you changed from being in business development, as I have known from you when you told me before, and also in recruitment, employee development, and now as an executive coach? Why did you make a career change?
Everything started when I moved in my transition from sales and business development to recruitment and employee development. I had been 15 years in sales and business, and I started with my father in a property, in his business, a property agency in Madrid. And then in my last corporate company, my former company is the biggest private education company in the world. And I had always worked in sales, but then in my last role, I was offered the recruitment and employee development director position. So I accepted that. And I felt that sales and recruitment have a lot of similarities, and you have the same rhythm. It's a lot about people, goals. I felt very confident with that. And then, but the employee development was completely new for me. So on the first day in my new role, I was asked to do a strength finder test. So that was the first time I did a personality test. I felt it super strange to be locked in a room analyzing my personality. So, after so many years in sales, training is very, very to the point, direct, and very dynamic. So I wondered if I had made the right decision. But then the Strength Finder gives the results in 24 hours. So the day after that, I looked at my natural talents, and that made a huge impact on me because it gives you your strengths. And I had never reflected on that. So I realized that, there was like aspects and a space that I was not putting as much attention as I should, and energy. It's a space that I love and where you usually are better than average. And it's easy for you to stand out if you work on from those strengths. That was the beginning. That was the kind of the starting point and my introduction to the personal development world. My journey of self-awareness started there.
This new career opportunity that's provided by your previous employer, you found your natural talent. You kind of feel that it's for you, right?
Yes, I felt I was very curious. And for the first time, it was not about me and my goals. It was also about helping others to reach their goals. And I worked a lot with trainings, and it was about developing others and teams. That was the first step. And then a year after that, the pandemic hit our industry. It was traveling and education. So I kind of sensed what was coming and the changes that started to happen in the company. And I hired a coach, an executive coach. What I wanted from him was more mentoring. I wanted him to help me with my CV, with my interview mock-ups, and to prepare for my career change and for that transition. I was very lucky. I found a super competent professional, very, very intuitive. And after a few sessions, he made a super powerful question. I cannot articulate it exactly now, but a very, very powerful question like, what is your obstacle? What is preventing you from express your full potential? There was a super long silence. And when I came up with the answer, I realized a lot of things from that. That self-awareness made me change my attitude, made me realize many things. And then I knew that powerful effect came from a technique, because it was not in the first session. We were already in the third session. And I became very curious about that. And I really appreciated that. And I thought, I wish I would have known and I would have had those answers before in my career. Because, I went through some challenges in the past, and I wish I would have had that answer. So it was really revealing. My curiosity brought me to a 2-day introductory course. I loved it, an executive coaching course. And then I follow that course with a 4-month practitioner diploma. And that's how I started with my practice clients. And that's what I've been doing the whole past year.
I want to ask, for many of the audience out there who have not heard about or who have not experienced executive coaching, how would you explain to them what is executive coaching?
Executive coaching is the process of learning and development designed to improve the performance of the executives. In order to that improvement to happen, there needs to be some change. It's a positive change. So there is growth and there is positive change. And the change is usually related to attitude, to perspectives, or to behavior. For that to happen, there are many techniques and many ways of reaching that point. I think that would be a good description for those who are not very familiar with it. So it's coaching in a business context.
And who can benefit or who should benefit from executive coaching?
Everyone needs a coach. I didn't invent it. It was Bill Gates. I heard it last year in a video, and I think it's very descriptive. So everyone needs a coach. You need someone to give you perspective, to help you raise that self-awareness for things to happen and to change and to improve. There is a big misconception. People think that you need to have performance problems. So you have a performance problems, and then you need a coach, not to solve that. But actually, there is very little that coaches can do if you have a performance problem. The coachability is really low if that's the case. So it's on the contrary. The excellent coachability is for those who set high standards for themselves, for those who are willing to improve, to learn, to self-develop, those who take any piece of advice, no matter where it comes from, to improve, to reach their goals. So that's the excellent coachability. Plus, if you have a motivation to be coached, then that's the perfect profile.
My understanding is that it's not about when you have a performance problem, then you look for a coach, but also for people who want to improve, who want to progress and learn, they can also benefit from executive coaching, right?
Yes, that's the great profile, the perfect profile.
Why should someone find an executive coach instead of reading books and there are lots of resources online or the other resources? What's the benefit of having an executive coach, a person, instead of other resources?
If we compare an executive coach to a book. So a book is going to have a very narrow topic. It's going to have a topic that is probably going to be very interesting. But an executive coach is not only about one topic. You have as many as there are. So we have all the techniques to help professionals or the executives to reach their goals. The beauty of coaching is that it's very, very short term. So you usually have a high level goal. You come to the session with a more detailed goal. Okay, it depends on what you bring to the session, what you have in mind. As I said, the beauty is that the program usually has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you know where you are in that process. You should be able to take out something out of each session. It's really effective. There are so many topics that you can bring to the session, or you can bring to coaching. So coaching can give you clarity. If you need clarity in a career change, for example, you can be coached on balance or fulfillment, or you can be coached to learn something very specific. There are so many topics that you can bring. The key is that the coach is a sounding board. Then there are different styles of coaching, but all of them are more or less the same. You have a goal, and then you have a structure, you have a technique in order to reach that goal. But self-awareness and perspectives are two very important concepts.
But reading books is one way learning, but with the executive coach, you are with a person, so it's more personalized and it's two-way communication to help you in your personal situation to grow.
Of course, you have feedback. There is a work between the sessions that the client usually does. And it's a lot richer and more effective, of course.
And right now, who are your clients?
So I have individuals, and usually my programs are 6 to 12 sessions. I have very different clients now that I will have in 3 months, in 12 weeks. But now I have a senior executive, for example, who I'm coaching more in balance and fulfillment. I have someone who had a long maternity break, is willing to go back to work after a few years of break, taking care of her child. I have a marketing professional who wants to explore, her self-awareness, her behaviors at work, and she just wants to unlock her potential. She knows there is something that is blocking. She just wants to explore that.
So it's people from different industries and different backgrounds, but all have a goal to kind of go back or progress within their career, like in professional progression. I see.
It's coaching in a business context.
Right.
And in the end, sometimes you need to treat and you need to look other aspects, personal aspects, because maybe they are affecting also your professional behavior. But it's usually the goals and the topics, and it's business related. And usually in pure executive coaching, there is a start, there is a triangular relationship. So you have a first meeting with the sponsor, the company, the client, and the coach. And usually we follow the client's agenda, so the coachee's agenda, but it should be aligned with the company's agenda.
Oh, okay. Besides individuals, it could also be initiated by the company who wants to develop their own employees, and then they look for executive coach and then help the employees to progress.
Yes, that's executive coaching. It has only the 3 elements. So it's the company, the sponsor, client, and coach. The sponsor can be, maybe it's a company that has a program for senior executives. I think now the companies are realizing the importance of coaching more and more. It's not only for the top executives, but you also have coaching programs for new managers, for example.
And then without a sponsor, can individuals still work with executive coach like you directly without the sponsor?
Yes, they can. Yes.
If someone wants to experience executive coaching, how can they work with you?
They can Google my website, virginiamolet.com. They can contact me. They can send me an email. They can send me a WhatsApp. I would be very happy to have first a chemistry call first, where I explain my services, my methodology, and the potential client explains their situation, and then we see if we are a good fit. If we agree that we are and there is coachability, then we schedule the 6 or 12 session programs.
Oh, that's great, because then for the potential coachee, he or she can also figure out if it's if it's something they're looking for. So I really like the first call methodology. But in the first call, do they need to prepare anything, or do they need to, is it like a mini coaching session?
No, it's a chemistry call. It's shorter than a coaching session, which is usually 90 minutes. But in this call, we just know each other, and the client explains like high level topics. And then me, in this case, the coach, explains the methodology and how those topics, how coachable are there. Because in coaching, we have some boundaries. It's not therapy and it's not mentoring. I'm still a purist in coaching. I'm very lucky that I can still do pure coaching. So it's important that the client understands this, that we explain this before we start the sessions. It's not mentoring, it's not therapy, it's not psychology, and we explain what coaching.
So I will leave all the links, especially the links of your website, in the show notes. And people can also connect with you like by emails, like you said. Do you have any social media accounts that you want to share with the audience?
My main social media source is LinkedIn. So I can share that with you too.
Okay, I will also leave that in the show notes. Thank you very much for telling us or explaining to us what is executive coaching. And I hope for the audience who wants to progress further in their career or even progress faster to improve themselves, it's a great option to hire executive coach or try it out themselves. Thank you for telling us today. It's a new concept, I guess, for some people.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget to check out the Fast Track Money course at fasttrack.life/money course. Start to transform your relationship with money. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fast Track Podcast. Show me your support by liking this episode and sharing it with your friends. Join the Facebook group at Fast Track Podcast 1, or you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and of course the homepage fasttrack.life. See you in the next episode.